Hey guys, this is Simon from Fateless. You might know me as Hell Hades. I've got a really exciting video for you today. I've not done a video for a couple of weeks and damn, we are getting ready for Gamescom. We're getting ready for our demo release, which means we've got a whole ton of stuff that we're trying to finalize. I'm going to go through elements of all of that in this video to give you a real kind of like rounded view of all the work that's going on. I've written a list. What's going to happen within the next 2 weeks? We're going to release the name of the game, which is really exciting, actually. We're going to have a full website update with how to sign up to a beta, that type of stuff. We've got the demo heroes that we're trying to finalize, bug fix. We're looking at things like the roster views. We're looking at UIs. We're looking at hero animations, hero visual effects, hero sounds as well. We've also created this 3D models for Gamescom, which you're going to be absolutely blown away. Your mind will be blown when you see these models. They're absolutely insane. We're doing things like presentation decks for our investor meetings. So tons of stuff going on. And we've got like a really wild ride 2 weeks coming up. By the way, in the meantime, it's still business as usual in terms of developing things beyond the demo. A demo is like a moment in time. We want to show people at Gamescom really a flavor of what the game is going to be like, the way it's going to play. It's a playthrough of a level, utilizing some of the heroes from the game, fighting a mini boss, fighting a boss along route. You're going to see the way the game kind of like animates. You're going to see some polished visual effects, that type of stuff. So the demo is like a really nice moment in time. But beyond that, we've still got to create all of the other heroes, all that type of stuff. So I'll show you a couple of sneak peeks of stuff that's going on there. I did drop something in our Discord. Please come and join the Discord if you haven't already. And by the way, if you're one of like the 60% of people that watches most of these videos that didn't sub yet, hit the sub. Totally free to do it. Really helps us out as we kind of lead up to these conversations. But yeah, drop this animation of Musashi in our kind of like visual FX stroke animator viewer. Dropped it on the Discord on Friday for Friday leaks. And I've got to say, when you start to see the visual effects coming in for these heroes now that we've created, it feels pretty sweet. So I'm going to show you a couple more of those in the video as well today. So I recorded this video just over a month ago now where I talked about the harsh reality of indie game dev. The fact that basically we had to start over with our combat system. We are so pumped about the change. Oh, it was such a great moment in time. I want to see like game defining moment in time where we had a bit of a kind of a set and say, did we feel like this was the right direction? We've gone past it in a way stronger direction. Everyone is going to be so psyched about the change. So we're really psyched about it. Magic Media are completely on board. It's been such a great moment in time for us. So really pleased that this happened. But it also shows, because we're quite nimble as a team in terms of our size, you know, we're able to kind of like just move on from something and make those changes and really move on really fast. Yeah, we've made real great progress over the last 4 weeks. So really, really encouraging to see. So let's talk about website. Fiction or Dan hard at work with the team in terms of website design. Basically start to take in-game screenshots to go onto the website. In engine. This is not, please high-res this one up for us because we're about to record a video. Dan's literally gone into the game and taken screenshots that he wants to use for the website. So this is roster screen. This is Leonidas on the Olympus roster. We've got Brunhild here, a Valkyrie, which might be why she looks like another Valkyrie. Please, people. We have got ourselves Ramses. You see, we're starting to get some of the kind of like faction banners in the background and that type of stuff. It's really the kind of tweaks. Also, you notice his little cow here is pointy out, broken. Bug fixing is part of this process as well. And got a nice little confirmation this morning. It's fixed. So we've no longer got pointy out cow for Ramses, which is good. Little bug fixes, that type of stuff. It's just part of this, you know, process. We've got a QA team. But another fix that we need, because for some reason King Arthur keeps picking up this rusty old dagger instead of grabbing Excalibur. Dude, what are you up to? But yeah, in-game screenshots that we've pulled out here now to, yeah, just kind of like grab nice images for the website, which is cool. We've got nice kind of like visuals here. This is in-game screenshots. Like this one. Come on. This is visually sweet, right? Are you not saying this is visually sweet? Absolutely love it. In-game screenshots. We're testing things like animations. We're testing things like VFX right now. Have I shown Hercules before? I don't know if I have. Hercules with his big Hydra club there, looking absolutely fine. So yeah, so the website is kind of like being pulled together. We're getting the update done. And within that website, there will be stuff about, you know, how you could get involved in the beta stuff when we're ready to do that. So heroes, roster views, UIs. UIs. UI is the next thing I want to talk about. So every single screen, it needs its own UI and UX. And what does that mean? It means how does a player come in and interact with the screen? If you click on something within the screen, what's the next screen look like? How many different screens do we need? There's a ton of them. And Henry and the team is doing fine ass work on the UI right now. Honestly, it's really coming together. Some things are images like this, which then Magic Media, the technical art team, start to implement. So what we see here is, you know, what you'd expect from a hero roster screen, where you've got your main hero on show, you've got your portraits down the left, still work in progress. You've got, you know, any filtering, sorting that you need to do, any basic information about the hero, all the different tabs that you can get to from the hero screen, upgrading your heroes, all of that good stuff. Yeah, everything that we want, we have to show Magic Media the exact things we want to show. It's like you need all of the buttons. Yeah, it's not just like, oh, we might add this a bit later. It's a pain in the ass if you don't get this nailed for every single screen up front. The way you actually do it is you do kind of like wireframes first with no sort of fancy imagery, just getting like the bare bones in, and then we start to work out, okay, what's our color schemes? What do our buttons look like? What sort of, you know, glows do we want if you're highlighting a certain button? All of those things are important for the feel of the game. So you've got the UI, which is the visual, and then you've got the user experience, which is UX, which all kind of like paints into the same stuff. So here we start to get a feel for that. What we do is we take screenshots from the game, like you can see here, basically taking the screenshot that I showed you earlier, throw it behind the UI that we want to put in, and then the people that actually code this in-game have got something better to go by. So let's talk hero animations, hero visual effects. It's so important for the feel of the game. And this is really what, you know, a bunch of the technical art team now are working on to make sure that any heroes we've got in the demo have got all of their abilities on lock. Yeah, so that we can actually utilize them effectively. No matter what's going on, there needs to be a sign off for it. So anyone taking damage, what's that going to look like? You know, anything really that's going to happen on the battlefield needs to be assigned for. So we use something here called Sync Sketch, where we're able to quickly kind of add notes, and you can see some of them have had like loads of iteration on them. We've actually had one that we're working on right now, which is the Idol Breaker. What's quite cool here is this is literally how we start. Yeah, like block out in stickman drawing. Okay, and once we've got the kind of basic feel for it, it's like, okay, well, we've got this visual effects anticipation here, first action anticipation, the hero's looking around, does it work? We then see the kind of motion, slamming his spear into the ground with visual effects going, and then he comes back. Once the stickman is signed off by Dane in the art team from our side, it then gets blocked out by the actual hero using the actual rig, because that takes a lot longer than doing a stickman animation. Okay, so we then get the kind of motion. It's still in block out form, so it's not slick, and we start to see how that starts to play through. We see it from different angles to make sure that we're happy that there's no kind of like clipping through parts of his costume or anything like that. And it feels very basic, but it has to be very basic because we're doing things at pace. Yeah, you don't go for full-on animation until everyone's comfortable that the movements feel good. So we do this for every single ability in the game. Once you get the animation signed off, we then move to visual effects. And this is where we take an animation that's been made and we actually start to throw the VFX on it. It completely changes the animation, by the way. We have to go through this kind of like this visual planner of seeing it from all different angles, zoomed in, zoomed out. We kind of like play around with all of this to make sure that it feels right. and you start to get the kind of like feeling. Did the animation feel smooth? Do the visual effects sell it well enough? Is there enough of a kind of like residual on the enemy? Like all of these things are really important when you're trying to like sell the feel of an ability. And some of these are not signed off yet. I'm just kind of showing you in motion how we're doing the work. And as I say, anyone who's going to be part of the demo, this is now like the stage where we're at in terms of animation, visual effects, and then sound effects. So when it comes to sound, every hero needs their own sound effects, all that type of stuff. And yeah, we had this guy who's joined the team about a month ago. I mean, when we got introduced to him, like the pedigree is insane. He was just like doing an introduction. Yeah, you know what? I used to work for EA. I worked on Need for Speed. I then worked for Riot. I was working on League of Legends. I worked for Project Red on Witcher 3. Like, it was just literally like reeling these games off, and you're like, I don't know what to say. Like, the games are just so cool that he's worked on. But anyway, he's coming to the team. He's now working on sound for us on the different hero stuff. We've got someone else, Ivan, who's actually working on the score for the game, which is cool. I'll show you some of the type of things that we have to get done. Obviously, we get a low-res model here. It's just to work out how the sounds will feel and the timing, I guess. You start to get a feel for the sound matching the visual. Again, we have it kind of close-up view, and then we have the normal view, just so we can kind of get a sense of, does it feel right? You get the idea. Basically, every ability has its own sound, and it needs to kind of match the visual effects that we're putting on, so that it really sells the flavor now of those animations and those VFX that we're building in. So now I'm going to show you something we've had specifically done for Gamescom. 3 of our heroes have actually been made into 3D models. You know, like models. These ones are, I think, 105 centimeters, 105 mil even. This is Ramses here. So part of the event, we're actually going to give away one of these models, and then the person who's kind of like commissioned them, Gary, who's actually one of our lead investors, he's got his own museum called Verco's Vault. You should check it out. It's like one of the largest 3D collections on the planet. Check out the quality of this 3D painted model. Like, I want it. I want it so damn bad. It's absolutely insane. We're thinking about doing something like this for our kind of like pre-registration packs for the people that go early in one of the higher tiers, like doing a 3D model that you can paint yourself. But it's epic. I love it. What do you think? Comments down below. What do you think of this type of thing with our characters? Now, I did say the game has to continue to be developed. We can't just do a demo. We're still producing the game. And I thought I'd just show you a couple of sneak peeks of stuff that's being done now away from the demo. This is just like regular work as we're going through. Esther doing fantastic stuff as always. We've got Beowulf coming through here. Early concepting for Beowulf, but great call outs. Real badass looking dude. I showed you in a video, my last video I did, Shamash and Walter already knocking it out the park, producing this guy in 3D. So fast. The work is exceptional. Walter is just like literally the GOAT of the 3D world. Absolutely phenomenal work. Look at the detailing. So good in that much time. And he's also pulled his weapon together as well in that much time. So we've got the Shamash character plus his weapon ready to go into the game. So, and this is it. A kind of like flow through now of characters, designs. In fact, one more thing to show you. In-game visual from a Kajiki level here. It's all coming together. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been Simon from Fateless. Don't forget to sub, join the Discord, and I'll see you in the next one.